All righty, episode 97 of the Paws Up podcast. We're making history for the second time, I would say, Jake. Right? I mean,
Yes.
we've had Scott Carr 3 times,
Mhm.
and now we're having Billy Gill on for 3 times. So, Billy, what's up? And how are we doing?
Hello. Thank you for having me back. Glad to be the second member of your 3-timers club.
Yes, it's been a hot minute since the last time you were on as well. We've all grown up, we've all matured,
Have we?
and it's always fun to talk to you, especially during the baseball season. You know, it's always fun to get into that. The last time we had you on, episode 52, that was back on March 6th of last year, so it's been over a year. But
we have a new football coach.
What were you guys? You guys waited like over 40 episodes to have me back on again. Did I say something?
When the timing is right.
Yeah.
When the timing's right, we get Billy Gill on. But we have something else.
The one different thing about this episode is that Jonathan Mayer wasn't on the first 2 times.
Yeah.
So he's on today.
Wow.
Hello,
Johnny. How are you?
I'm great. I think I told you. I remember I was like, "Oh, I'm not going to make it."
Yeah, you did.
You know what? Let me, correct my wrongs, and here I am.
Last time I was on, you were getting a new phone, and you joined us very briefly from the parking lot.
Oh, there's the
I
phone.
did. No, it was an undisclosed location. I think I called it. It was
So is that the same phone?
It is the same phone.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to tell you guys something. I'm a little bit jealous of the situation going on with the Paws Up podcast, and I'll tell you why. Because this, by my count, is episode number 97.
Correct.
Which means that we have a big one right around the corner.
Oh boy!
And that, because of the fact that it took 40 episodes for me to come back on, I will not be part of your 100th episode, which is kind of sad for me. But I will be a big boy about it, and I will persevere, and I will move on. And I'd like to kind of toss my hat in the ring for being part of your 150th episode, if that's okay.
Okay.
We'll definitely got to look at that. Billy, you're on every episode, by the way. You're in our intro.
Oh,
in our intro.
Okay.
Yeah. When we do the clips of all the some guests, we got you there.
Well, who do you guys have on tap for number 100? Is it a surprise? Is it a secret?
It's actually going. All right, I hope you're excited to see what he or she can do. So yeah, let's get a move on.
Can you put in the chat? Can you put in the chat so I can see? I won't say who it is.
I'll put it in the chat for you.
I hope that it's the person that I'm hoping it is. Okay.
What do you mean?
That's a big one.
He or she is going to be an awesome guest.
Yeah. I was thinking of a bigger guest, but that's a good guess. That's a good guess for you. For 100, is that a returner or that's the first time?
No, that's the first time. Yeah.
Wow, Can I say this without giving away who the person is?
I'm scared, but go ahead.
I was on a flight with that person once.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, I was on a flight with that person once, not too long ago. This year, I was on a flight with that person, but unfortunately for this person, and now I'm going to mention a name, and it's going to give away who is not going to be on episode 100. Venus Williams was also on that flight. So This person did not get a ton of attention because Venus got all the attention on that flight.
That is a star-studded plane you were on.
So now, if we went down, there was a number of people on this flight because it was coming back from a Super Bowl. So there was a number of people of note flying into Miami, coming back from the New Orleans Super Bowl, or just before the Super Bowl. So I guess for the audience, I have now told the audience that on episode 100, you will not be having Venus Williams. So I'm sorry for those who have Venus Williams in the pool. It won't be Venus.
I got you. We have a planner, by the way, gentlemen. So let's get right into that.
We'll try to follow it. We'll try to follow
it. Questions for Donnie.
Yeah.
And for Mayor's purpose, FIU is currently winning, Mayor. So you're good for a couple minutes. I win 5-2. You're good.
Wait, is he leaving? Did he just come on for like a minute?
No. He's staying on for the
long run.
Hey, geez. You're insulting me, Johnny. I don't know what's going
Here's
on.
making his appearance as a special co-host.
Yeah, cameo.
Yeah.
All right.
Then he'll have his moment on the podcast one last time before
you have to understand that Jonathan Mayer, the co-host, and Jonathan Mayer, the guest, are two completely different entities. You'll know it by the background.
Well, who is he today? Is he the guest or the
He's
co-host?
The co-host.
You're the
Oh,
guest,
okay.
Billy.
What is your background as a guest?
I don't even know. What is it, Jake? It's a form, I think, right? Well, that's not.
Well, it's
A lot of
simply
locations.
because he hasn't been on in a while because of what he has to do with the SID, all the stuff he's got to do at
Oh,
FIU. It gets
please.
pretty intense.
He's got plenty of time now.
Now I got summer vacation. Yeah.
Okay.
This is actually Mayor's first time on in like a long time.
Since
Like,
episode 52.
I want to say it was around that
let
time.
let me fact check. Kevin, get us going with the
Oh, when
planner.
was
Let me
that?
fact check that.
It had to be
Yeah,
the
already.
it was in July of this year. Or
So
July
you just got into big time. Well, July hasn't happened this year, but we know what you mean.
We're getting there.
You're just too big time now, huh?
I don't want to say that, but I guess life happens, you know.
Oh, I'm so successful now. I don't have time to be on a
Yeah.
podcast. Ooh, boo-hoo.
Episode 73, back on
Wow.
October 31st of last
Oh,
year.
Halloween.
Well, wow, welcome back, Mayor.
Who was the guest, or was he the guest?
No, he was the co-host for that. Jordan Browning of Swim and Dive.
Oh, of
There you
course.
go.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
There you go.
No offense, Jordan, if you're watching.
Whoa. Uh-oh. That one go poorly?
Well, anyways, it's been a pretty eventful year for you, Billy. You've done football, you've done baseball games. What have you been up to this last year? I know
We have soccer around the corner, volleyball. I mean,
Yeah,
That's true.
I got myself into a couple situations that I don't know that I'm gonna be able to get myself out of now.
what does that mean?
Well, it just means that when I was, doing some of the baseball games with Corey, I may have committed to doing a volleyball game and some soccer games. And by committed, I meant ask, hey, why don't we do a soccer game together and a volleyball game together? And he wasn't rude, so he said okay. But I don't know if that's actually going to come to fruition or not. We'll see.
How about a swim meet?
I know that you're like the
Thanks for
swim
that.
guy at FIU. I know that, while you are a professional and impartial, I believe you also have a swim ring, do you not?
I do
So
have a swim ring.
yeah, so I know that if swimming and diving I ever need a guy, it's you.
That is true.
So what would I call, like, if I were to call a swim meet? I'm
I've seen videos. People they announce it and they're like, in lane 4 we have this person. There they go, trekking along the butterfly. They pass, hit the first lap. There they go again. It's like it's more like a horse race.
okay. I can
Yeah.
work on that. When's swim season?
Oh, horse race? Are you calling them horses?
Oh, you're pulling two things. Okay.
Yeah.
The
Come on,
swim's
Kevin.
in September.
Okay, so let me
They
write
open
this
they
down.
open against UM, by the way. It's a little
Okay.
crosstown rivalry.
I'm gonna just clear my entire September schedule so that if I'm asked by anyone, who would even ask me? Would it be Nick? Whoever asks me.
I think it would maybe be my area.
Really?
Or Coach Horner. I can.
Well, what are we broadcasting it to?
Or no, I think it's announcing, not broadcasting.
Oh, announcing. So like
You
to
would
the
be like
stand.
a PA, the PA.
That PA guy.
That seems okay. Here's the thing. That seems like something that the crowd would not enjoy. Like I had I think it was the last game that I did in baseball this year. I bring a different approach to my play-by-play calling than most people might, for those who might not be familiar with my work. To the point that before baseball season started, my first game was not with Corey, when Corey is the person who kind of brought me into baseball this year and suggested that I do it. So thank you, by the way, to Corey Brooks for bringing me in. It was a lot of fun this year.
Shout out, Corey.
But the first game that I did was not with Corey, with Zach. And I had not worked with Zach before. So when I saw the schedule and I saw that I wasn't doing the game with Corey, because I had done football games with Corey, really, AJ brought me in to do football a couple of times, right? And then AJ is now, doing other things, calling bigger games. He's a superstar. And I did some games with Corey as well. So thanks to both of them for bringing me into this universe. But I was familiar with Corey. He asked me if I wanted to do the games. I said yes. Then Nick, reached out. Nick asked me to do it, scheduled me. And the first game I was scheduled with Zach and I was scheduled with Ryan. And I was like, oh boy, I don't know if they know my work here. So I was kind of concerned and a little bit nervous, and I made sure to reach out to Zach beforehand. I'm like, hey, do you have time? It's like we can hop on a call this week. Our first game, I think, was like on Saturday or something. I was like, can we talk, just have a call beforehand? And I introduced myself. I'm like, hey, I'm Billy. This is what I do. I work on Levitard show, I just football, whatever. And I kind of like introduced myself, and I'm like, I don't know, like if they've explained this to you, but like the way that they typically have me doing things is not really like, a lot of the analytics per se. So I just want you to not be caught off guard. And also, I kind of do it because I know that Zach, obviously, this is, his career. This is what he wants to do. And I don't want to put Zach in bad spots and, mess things up potentially professionally for him. So I reached out to him. We got on the same page. All of this is to say, I don't know if doing it live for the, parents in the crowd that's there is going to work out, because the last game, Rich Whittem was suspended, and I was unaware. I thought he might be watching, but I was unaware that he was watching from the room next door while we were kind of calling the game. And I was told after the fact that it was probably the least amount of baseball that we spoke all season, which in retrospect, not great for the last homestand of the year. And not great when the head coach is in the room right next door listening. So I don't know if swimming and diving is going to work out for me, Johnny.
It's okay.
I'll try, but I think
Yes.
it might kick me out of the.
There was no FIU ESPN Plus broadcast, so it's okay for swim and dive. So I guess you get a pass there. One thing we didn't talk about with you, Belly, because I don't think it had happened, or maybe it didn't. We just forgot, was the Pitbull thing. The naming rights deal.
No,
what were your thoughts on it? And now like looking at a year of it, like what would you like to see from this partnership?
Pitbull. I want to see Pitbull. It's season 2 of Pitbull Stadium.
He knew that he has in his contract. He has a song that he's going to make for us. We're still waiting.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a great point. He does have that. Last year there was rumblings that he may be about. And at the game, I thought that we might see him Vice Night. We didn't see him Vice Night. We saw a boat. I am 0 for 2 on football Vice Nights, which is not great. Baseball Vice Nights, I'm faring better. Baseball, I was great on baseball.
Well, let's be honest. Baseball Vice Nights probably have the best record at FIU. So
baseball home this year had a really, really good record. Road, a little bit of a different story, but the home games were like fun, and FIU did really well at home this year.
Yeah, most wins since 2014 at home.
There you go. So Pitbull Stadium had not happened yet. The last time I was on, I was very excited about it. I called the first game at Pitbull Stadium, which was really cool. I have a pin from opening night at Pitbull Stadium with Pitbull's face on it. I have to say that it is South Dade Kia Field at Pitbull Stadium. I believe they made sure to tell me that I had to say that a lot during the football broadcast, which I thought was fun. Is it still South Dade Kia Field at Pitbull Stadium?
It certainly is.
If not, it is for this episode.
Yeah,
so,
it is.
It was fun. I mean, I'm hoping that the football team gets off to a hot start this year, because I feel like which the Penn State game early in the schedule is kind of not the best in terms of getting off to a hot start, but we'll see what happens here. I want them to get off to a hot start and go like 4-0, 5-0 again. Let's forget about Penn State for a minute, but go like 4-0, 5-0, and just kind of see how packed Pitbull Stadium can get, because it's a fun environment. Like going back to the days of TY and stuff, that place was virtually sold out. Like games against UCF, I can remember going to that. It was like packed, and that place when it's full, it's awesome. So we'll see. I mean, the football team seems to have turned the corner here. Hopefully, there's a new energy around the team. There's some excitement. There's some good transfers. There's a new head coach. So I'm excited to see what FIU football brings this year.
Yeah. By the way, I found it. I did do a bit of digging, but I found it.
There you go.
Still, they've been consistently 4-8 for 3 straight years. You were there. You witnessed it. The 5 one-score losses to teams like UTEP, Kennesaw State, the FCS loss still hurts pretty bad. But then you saw some high points as well. Central Michigan destroying them. Like you said, week 1, first game at Pitbull Stadium. New Mexico State as well. What were your thoughts on how it overall went from your perspective, the highs and lows that you think were present?
I mean, there were a lot of games that they should have won. There were games that they played closer than the score ended up indicating that got away from them at the end. It didn't feel like a 4-8 season. It felt like, you were flirting with bowl eligibility at certain points in time, and you were hoping to get over the hump. I mean, Mac's reputation was turn a team around the third year. So that was kind of the expectation going into it. Now, obviously, college football is a lot different now than, when he was at Colorado with NIL, with transfer portal, stuff like that. So it's harder to turn things around. But, I mean, it also, one year to the next, you can turn things around. So the 3-year plan isn't necessarily the way things work anymore. And we'll see what Willie can do this year. I'm hoping, and it seems like a bowl game is not out of the realm of possibility. But we'll see. I mean, it's early still, obviously. They haven't played a game, and we're not close to playing games.
Well, we all did our way too early predictions, and we all had them winning at least 6 or 7 games, right? Like,
all right, hold on a second. Let me bring up the schedule, and we can do wins and losses if you want.
I bet.
Wait. Before we do wins and losses, let's talk. Let's get to that point.
Wait. Are we gonna talk about how, Kevin, you got Mac?
Yes, that was my next segment. That was my next segment. I swear to God, it was.
I knew that was gonna happen in this episode.
How are your thoughts on Mike McIntyre getting fired? Like, how it all happened? There was a lot of stuff that led up to it. Obviously, you had that really bad stretch to close out the season, but then you had a certain tweet posted on Twitter by someone, and then you had some comments made from Reggie Peterson, and then a lot of other things. Eventually, we got the news that he was gone. So, not gone isn't dead. Gone isn't like fired. I think he's now at Mississippi State. What are your thoughts on how that all went down? If there's anyone you'd like to highlight about that,
I was surprised at the way that all went down, because and honestly, and this may sound rude, I was happy with the way that it played out, because I thought that the comments were not great comments. It were not comments that you wanted to hear from your head coach, particularly when you're trying to build a program. It sounded like someone who was not bought in on what he was doing, and it sounded like someone who was it just came off the wrong way, whether that was the intention or not. The words that he used and the way that he spoke of not just the athletic program, but like almost, the university, it felt like it kind of was like, I don't know if this is the right guy to be coaching this team. And then it just kind of ended up spiraling, right? It seemed like comments that maybe would go away, and then it didn't. And I think it really picked up when TY reposted it and commented on it and kind of put his 2 cents in. And then that seemed like, and like you guys would know better than me, but from the outside looking in, it seemed like that's really when the ball got rolling. And it's like, okay, we need to do something here, and we need to bring someone else in here. And I wasn't sure that was going to happen, just because, FIU, for as much as we love FIU, it's not like, a Texas A&M where you can just eat a massive salary or whatever, just say, what, this isn't working. And I was not sure about what was going on contractually and where Mike was in his contract. So, I mean, I'm glad that the FIU football team seems to have someone at the helm who seems to be bought in, seems to be happy to be here, and seems excited about taking things to the next level, which, sometimes it just felt like that's not where we were with Mac.
For whatever it's worth, I will say, and there's no defending the tweet, but when TY commented on it, that's when the tweet actually like blew up for real. It literally blew up after the TY thing. I was like, oh my God.
Well, I mean, but you didn't do anything wrong.
No, I didn't. And I know that. Yeah.
Like, as you said, like, not defending the tweet, you don't have anything to apologize for the tweet. He said what he said. You were doing your job in getting those comments out there. So, I mean, he did that to himself. You should not feel any remorse or any ill will or any regret as to what you did. You did your role there. He's the one that said that. He's the one that put that out. So while it does feel, and maybe, I don't know, maybe you felt guilt or maybe you felt something about the fact that he ended up losing his job as a result of the tweet being out there, you have nothing to apologize for. You did nothing wrong. You just reported what the coach said, and the coach did that to himself. So I really hope that you didn't like beat yourself up over that too much. It is unfortunate that that is what happened, but I mean, he's been in the game a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not what he meant and how he meant to say it, but like he needed to know better than to do what he did and say what he said. And he's already elsewhere. So like, I hope that you're not like beating yourself up over any of that because you didn't do anything wrong.
For the first like maybe day, I was like, oh man, I should have like posted that. But then after that, I knew I did my job. Like that's what I had. Yeah, I'm fine. And I didn't think it would blow over the way it did. I think I'd passed by for a bit, and then Reggie dropped the bomb, and I was like, that's when But
and then everyone followed Reggie. Reggie may have started it, or maybe he wasn't even the first. A lot of people dropped their confessions and whatnot. Reggie was obviously the biggest one to do so. But listen, before we continue on, just want to clarify one thing here. We still love Mike. He was an awesome friend of the show. We've had him on twice on our podcast. He was one of the first guests, like big time guests we ever had on the pod.
He was episode
10. He was 10
and episode something else. 50, I think.
So
episode 100 right there. If you want another member of the Three Timers Club, yeah.
Okay. Mayor, do you have something to say?
I do have something to say. I mean, we look ahead now and looking at Coach what Willie Simmons is doing, and so far, like how much excitement he's bringing. What are you expecting now in this new Willie Simmons era? Knowing that this could be, a very exciting time for FIU football, knowing his resume, and people are very excited about what the future is for FIU. In the next 3 to 4 years.
Before Billy goes, Mayor, Gade Valentin just hit a 2-run home run. I know. Okay.
7-2 FIU.
FIU's up 7-2.
Nice.
Is today a clinching game? Should they win?
Yes.
Well, I looked at it. Middle Tennessee is losing right now, so if they lose, we're in. If we win today, we're also in. So we got a plethora of opportunities.
You have a nice quarter zip on right now, if you don't mind me saying. Yeah, that's a nice one. Is that like team issued, or did you buy that?
This is all Nike. Well, Nike. So this is not a team issued.
Oh, where'd you get that? Should you be promoting Nike?
That's probably not the best idea.
Yeah. Well, don't say anything, Kevin.
What?
You might get Johnny fired next.
Well, now we can promote Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited about that. Oh man, I'm excited about that.
What do you think of that? What do you think of it?
You guys broke that news, right?
Well,
I think so.
We didn't. So Shop FIU dropped it on their own Instagram account, and like no one really talked about it.
You guys broke it.
Like, let's talk about this, and we dropped it everywhere. I think it's cool. I like Coca-Cola products. They're good.
I'm a Coke guy. I've heard that some of the well, let me not say what I've heard.
Wait, no, come on.
Well, no, I heard that maybe one of the potential gripes could be Gatorade versus Powerade, but
that is true. I
don't mind Powerade. I love a blue Powerade. I'm a big blue Powerade guy. I like blue Powerade. I like white Powerade. If you could find white Powerade, white Powerade is
Gatorade.
Good.
Isn't that like a cherry, right? It's like a white.
It's like a white cherry or something. Yeah. White Powerade is pretty good. Gatorade, I'm a red Gatorade guy. I'm a classic like yellow Gatorade guy. Orange, a bit overrated for my liking.
FIU baseball, a lot of orange Gatorade that I noticed this year. Orange.
Yeah, that might be it. It might be the orange Gatorade.
Basketball always has the white Gatorade, and they had the blue. Like those were good.
Yeah,
I don't like the Frost one. I like the blue Gatorade, the original blue one.
Yeah, I'm not a Frost fan, if I'm going to be honest.
I agree.
With you. Yeah. Jake, your thoughts on Gatorade?
Lemon lime all the way. It's what I like. It's what I like now.
It's the classic, right?
Yeah, I think it was the first.
I think so too.
So it's what I'll always.
So are you guys going to travel up to Penn State? What are you thinking?
I think I may go.
If we get the green light from athletics, then maybe.
Why would they give you a red light? What are you waiting on? Like credentials?
Like to go with them.
Jake.
I see,
Yeah.
Jake. Well, now we're kind of asking a lot, Jake.
I understand, especially to Penn State. It's Big Ten country. That's
I won football last year to Jack State.
There you
go. You have to do that.
I do have
to do that.
No offense to Jake. I have the bigger opportunity here to go.
Wow.
Wow.
But I will put a name in for Jake.
Jake goes to Super Bowls though. How many Super Bowls have you been to?
Exactly. I've never been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So.
Take that.
You should get me a credential with Levitard. No, I'm joking.
How is the Levitard show, by the way? Are they?
It's there. No one wants to hear about that. People want to hear about FIU sports.
Okay. Well, listen, we talked about Hockman and Crowder quite a bit with Solana.
I know. I heard the episode. Solana's episode was really good, I must say. I think you guys did a great job. Solana did a great job. I did a game with Solana, the second to last game of the season, my last game of the season, where he threw out the first pitch. I know you guys are probably going to make fun of my first pitch because I was listening, Kevin, and I heard you stirring the pot over there beforehand. Yeah. So I anticipate that I'm going to get mocked for my first pitch at some point in time. But that was I think we met like once or twice before. So Corey would play it up like the entire season, like we had this rivalry going and we didn't like each other and all this stuff. But when I left, he was like, "Hey, nice to meet you again," because we did. I think we met at Radio Row when the Super Bowl was down here in Miami, and then maybe like one or two other times. So we knew of each other and we have mutual friends, but haven't really like super interacted. Like we follow each other on social media, whatever. But us doing the game together was the first time we actually worked together, which I thought was funny just because of how much Corey was building it up the entire season. Like we had this huge thing. So I learned a lot about Solana listening to your guys' podcast last week. I thought it was a great podcast, and I had a lot of fun doing the game with him.
Yeah, the broadcast did sound fun like throughout the entire game, especially when we were going over you guys were going over the first pitch situation. But more on that in a sec. I think for now we all need a breather. So
Wait. Billy, are you going to Penn State?
I don't know. I'm kind of trying to toss my hat in the ring. So like last year, I was hinting at like, oh, I'm gonna do some football games this year. Or, like I was kind of throwing that around occasionally at the baseball games just to see if the right people would hear. And then I just like asked Corey, like, "Oh, Corey, you want to take me to Penn State with you next year?" And I didn't really get a solid answer on that. So I don't know. I mean, I may go. I'd have to see what's going on. Here's the thing. Once you have kids, it's kind of like you have to schedule everything around them. They're so needy. They need to eat and they need to take baths and you need to put them to sleep. And it's this whole big thing. And it's like, come on, when is this going to pay off for me? So I'm hoping that I can go, even if it's just as a fan, because I feel like it'd be a really cool experience. I think the biggest FIU road game that I went to in terms of like cool environments was at UF. They played at UF.
That one?
A couple
that year
years
they
ago.
played Alabama too, I saw, right?
They played Alabama, and TY returned a kickoff for a touchdown. And I think if I remember, and I could be wrong, and I'm sure like maybe you'll check the box score or whatever, I think it was like a tie game where they were down by like 1 at one point in time in that game to Alabama. And I was like, whoa, are we gonna pull this off? And of course we did not, because it was Alabama.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of moments like that with FIU football. I remember there was one like years and years ago that I was listening to on the radio, and they were playing Texas A&M, and they were leading in the fourth quarter and ended up like having a collapse. I think this is how long ago it was. I think Ryan Tannehill was on that team.
He was on that team.
And they ended up blowing the lead. I was like, this is going to be the biggest win in franchise or like in school history. Like I was so excited driving around Westchester, listening to it on like AM radio. They ended up losing. I was so upset the rest of the night. But Penn State, hopefully, Penn State happens. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that team's probably going to be the number one team in the country once the preseason polls.
Oh, well, realistically, I was talking, we'll see what happens with Penn State in terms of if I'm going to go to the game. Not if we're going to pull off a miraculous upset. Listen. It's only Willie's like second game, so there's some wiggle room there, okay?
Yeah.
People are still trying to click. It's a new team. Like we have all the excuses built up.
Yeah.
But I predict victory.
Okay. Look, listen, no one thought Northern Illinois would beat Notre Dame until they actually went and did it. So you never know. You never
know. You never know.
All right, Jake, do your news break, and we got to get Billy's record prediction.
All righty, let's do a quick news break, a look at all things FIU athletics and just FIU in general. Let's get right into it. Start off with FIU volleyball, as they have welcomed a new member to their coaching staff. Shen Abramovich, I believe that's how you say it, maybe not, is set to join the Panthers as their brand new assistant coach. Shen was a former player at Nebraska, Cal Poly, and Middle Tennessee, and was also most recently a graduate assistant coach with the Blue Raiders. So congratulations to her, and best of luck to the FIU volleyball team. Next up is some general FIU athletics news, as Dr. Kevin D. Kendrick has been named the Frank Cara Leadership Award recipient for 2025. This is the premier award from the NAAC, or the National Association for Athletics Compliance. It is the highest honor that may be bestowed upon compliance professionals. Kendrick serves as FIU Senior Associate AD for Compliance and is also the football sport administrator. And then finally, we have another major award to mention. Dr. Noel C. Barengo, an associate professor in the Herbert Wertheim College of Medicine, has been selected as the Conference USA Professor of the Year. The award, which was established last year, highlights an outstanding professor from among the 10 members of CUSA, soon to be 12. The award recognizes a faculty member's dedication to teaching, research, and service. Barengo is the second person ever to receive this award and the first to bring the title home to FIU. And then finally, let's quickly head over to baseball, as the all-conference awards were handed out. So let's see who got what, starting with the first team all-conference. Brylan West is going to be your infielder. Easton Marks is going to be your pitcher. Second team all-conference, Keyshawn Frett got in as an outfielder. And then to the all-freshman team, we have Cole Cleveland as an outfielder and Andrew Ildefonso as the DH. So congratulations to all those guys at FIU baseball. There we go.
Johnny, I'm not coming back on this podcast for a while. I feel that Jake's done with me.
Oh, we were 134.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Billy, are you ready to make your schedule prediction? All right.
Here we go.
We're starting off at home against Bethune-Cookman. That's a Friday night game.
I like these sunglasses that you have assigned to the home games. That's a good touch there.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's a nice touch. Let's go with a win. I'm going to go with a win.
Okay.
Hope you do.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna go with a win. I feel like we're gonna have some energy there. Bethune's not bad, just for the record.
They're really bad, by the way. They're terrible. They
haven't
won 5 games since 2019.
Damn. Okay.
Let's slow our roll here. Okay.
Okay.
There were some games, Monmouth, that should have been wins that were not wins last season.
That's true.
That's a win.
Then you got to go to Happy Valley next week, the week after.
That's a win.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's a win.
Okay. 2-0.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
gonna be real.
Light work. No reaction. 2-0.
At this point, FIU's probably ranked.
Yeah, you probably get into the top 25.
Maybe 25. Well, the test is FAU. So if you beat FAU after Penn State, then you're 3-0 with a ranking. So
is that going to happen?
I think after Penn State, you're in others receiving votes, and then you're playing FAU. Who's FAU's coach?
Zach Kitley.
Yeah, that's a win. 3-0.
There you go.
Shula Bowl's coming back home for the first time in a long time.
Yeah. It's 2016.
Yeah. This is the year, friends. Shula Bowl's coming home.
All right, 3-0 start.
Afterwards, they host their first CUSA opponent of the season. It's one of the newcomers to Conference USA. It's the Delaware Blue Hens.
So right now, we're riding high. 3-0. Now we're ranked number 23 in the nation. Crazy. Everyone's excited. Place is going to be packed. Big time home game here. And that's when the loss comes. And it's like, all this momentum that we had is lost. Unfortunately. Actually, you know what? I take it back. That's another win. That's a win. Delaware.
Let's go. Let's go.
Delaware's one of the games I called last year, the Blue Hens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For baseball.
All right. That's a win.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. It was baseball. I thought it was football. Then they have a bye week. Can't lose a bye week.
Then they got to go to UConn. Take on a pretty good.
That's another win.
5-0. Okay.
Yeah, 5-0.
Right.
Then
they get another
bye
bye week for some reason. They get a bye week after that for some reason. Then they got to go to take on who is expected to win the conference, Western Kentucky.
Not against this ranked FIU team. Are you crazy? That's a win.
Oh God, you're gonna predict it.
Johnny, did you tell something to Billy before this about the? Okay, all right. You come
tell
back
me
home.
about what Johnny? What is there to tell me?
This feels like a Jonathan Mayer prediction.
There's a clip that's never seen the light of day that Mayer said. This was in 2022.
Yeah,
the 2023. I apologize. Yeah. Mayer said 12-0 Conference USA champs. Paws up.
Yeah.
So maybe that clip could see the light of day when FIU does exactly that.
Maybe needs to be brought to somebody else that can, get that energy that maybe it could be Billy that can bring that.
What was the final record that year? Was that 4-8?
Yep.
Yes. It's been 4-8 the last 3 years, Billy.
Slightly off.
All right. They come back home. They take on Kennesaw. That's probably going to be the Vice game.
There's never wrong, just late. And that's what's going to happen with Mayer.
Here's the thing, boys. This
is probably the Vice game too.
After that win against Western Kentucky, bowl eligible through 6 games. Crazy. But they're bowl eligible. And this is when Willie really needs to make sure that everyone is focused and that they don't lose sight of the prize. And I think that's another win. That's a win. Yeah, that's a win. 7-0.
All right, there you go.
7-0.
So we're 7-0. We're dancing. 7-0. The program has never seen anything like this before ever.
Up right now, we're up to like 18 in the country, and now people are saying, could they? Could they make it in? Could they make it into the college football playoff? That's a conversation that's being had nationally after the win against Kennesaw State. Crazy conversations. Get ready.
Wait, all right, then you got to go on the road. By the way, the Kennesaw game on Tuesday. The midweeks in October. Then you take on another newcomer to Conference USA, Missouri State, the week after on a Wednesday.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the Conference USA Tuesday, Wednesday stretch, huh?
It actually began with Western over here.
Yeah, I see that. First one. Yeah, that's the one that they win. They became bowl eligible. And then they came back, and then they win.
Yeah.
And now with the win in Kennesaw again, they're up to 18 in the country. People are wondering, could they get into the college football playoff? And then they have who's that? Missouri State.
Yeah, the Bears.
Yeah, that's a win. That's another win.
All right, so we're 8-0. Nothing too crazy. Just 8-0. No big deal. Yeah. Then you take on Middle Tennessee. This is
you sound disappointed by the fact that they're doing so well.
I'm rather
it's not
shocked.
Disappointment. It's more like, what the hell is going on this show? That's
the country is that country. Get the country ready for this conversation.
Yeah. Middle Tennessee State the week after. This is a place that FIU has struggled to win in the past in Murfreesboro.
Just to give you some context, the last time FIU won at Floyd Stadium, Willie Simmons was the coach over at Middle Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Gator was a player. And some other coaches who were on the FIU staff are now back on FIU staff.
I mean,
so it's been a very, very long time.
Like I'm some sort of novice here, okay? Like you were still in diapers when that was going on, and I was here rooting for FIU. So
exactly.
How dare you, sir? Show me some respect.
Yeah, I apologize.
Do they beat Middle?
They don't. I'm sorry, they don't. That's when Cinderella.
8-1.
Yeah.
So they're going to storm the field. That's going to piss me off. They're going to storm the field in Murfreesboro because they just beat the 18th ranked team.
Yeah, big upset. And now people.
So are we off the rankings now?
No, down to like 23 again, but it's not great. It's not lost momentum. College football playoffs are out of the picture at this point. So it was a fun ride, but that's where.
It's got to end somewhere. I get
That's where it ended.
Hey, you could still make the conference championship, though.
You could still.
I mean, if you win 8 games will probably do it already. But just to be safe, let's see what they do against Liberty.
That's the thing. You got to win the conference games. Right now, you are 4-1 in conference. So
yeah. So and now you got to take on the Liberty Flames, the darlings of CUSA, which pisses me off. They you take them on at home though.
Yeah, that's another loss. Now there's people questioning what's going on here. That's another conference game. Now you're 4-2 in conference, and now you're out of the rankings. Now you're out of the rankings. maybe still another's receiving votes, but now things are starting to get away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what do they do against Jacksonville State the week after?
Another loss. Now
That's Senior Day. On Senior Day.
I know. I'm not. Don't get mad at me. I'm
sorry,
not the one deciding these things. I'm just kind of telling you what we're in for here. So now you're what, 8-3. You've lost.
We're 8-3. Yeah.
3 straight conference games.
8-3,
You're now 4-3 in the conference. That's not what you want to see. No.
It could get you into a nice bowl game, but you probably need to win the finale against Sam Houston to get into the title game. Do they do it? It's on the road.
They don't. Houston, yeah. Sam Houston, don't let their record trick you here in the past couple of years. They're a sneaky good team, Sam Houston State. And now you were looking at 8-0, finish the season 8-4, bowl eligible. And here's the tricky part about this. You go from 4-8 to 8-4, but now there's a level of disappointment for some reason when there's a massive turnaround. It's a crazy, crazy turn of events. But I will tell you this, and here's some cause for excitement. They're going to win the bowl game. So you're going to finish 9-4. So it's a nice, good year. Johnny, do you approve of this?
I approve it 1,000%.
What was your record when we did wins and losses?
I'm not, I guess, obligated to make predictions, I was told. So
okay.
12-0.
We'll have to keep that internal.
Here. We'll do this. We will type your prediction in the chat.
Okay.
And just let Billy know.
Well, Kevin, Jake, what did you guys think it was going to be?
Mayor, what the fuck? Mayor, come on, man.
Kevin, Jake, what did you guys think the record was going to be?
I think we both landed at 7-5.
I went 6-6.
Oh, okay.
That's how I feel.
All right. Well, me and Johnny are not far off. I'm not going to say what he said, but he sees a bowl game too, and a bowl game win.
We'll see a bowl game.
Yeah. So there you go.
But the difference is you guys are seeing like a Cure Bowl. Jake and I are seeing like maybe a Bahamas Bowl or
I'm down for Bahamas Bowl.
Hell yeah.
I went to the Bahamas Bowl last year, actually. I did.
How was it?
Well, I was on a cruise for that weekend, and I found out that the Bahamas Bowl was in Nassau. So we took a taxi over, watched Liberty and Buffalo play.
Why are you disappointed, Billy?
Don't take this the wrong way, but what a waste of a day on your Nassau stop. You have one day in Nassau and you went to the Bahamas Bowl. You could have gone and done anything, man. You could have gone out on a boat.
We took a $80. It was like $50 taxi ride to
$50 taxi, Mayor. What the hell?
Well, tour, they get you. Took a taxi all the way there.
Taxi might cost more than. Did the taxi cost more than the tickets to the game?
Tickets were free. We just got right in.
You just walked right into the Bahamas.
You just walked right in.
Is there like a security checkpoint or something?
There was no security. Well, that's another story.
Okay. Well, we won't call that.
Put that out loud.
Yeah.
Well, the Bahamas Bowl is on watch now because now they're gonna have to make a security checkpoint next year.
Want to go next year
when all of us are in the Bahamas to go watch FIU.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I think it's time to switch the sports here. Talk a bit about baseball while we still have some time. We alluded to this earlier. It's time to talk about the first pitch. Now, I have both clips here. We're going to do a bit of analyzation. Then we'll let you get into it, Billy.
Can we preface by saying, all right, we could play Billy's, but we should. But for the Solana one, we need to preface what happened pregame before.
Okay. All right. So here's Billy's. Good form. Looked like a good angle. All right.
Disappointment in Billy's face. After
that. Here's Solana. Weird posture, but we'll let it rock. Okay. All right. So, with all of that said, Billy, what do you think? Who won it? Who did it better?
He had a friendlier angle than I did, I will say. My angle was I think I had multiple angles, right?
He had a broadcast cam.
He had the broadcast cam that's slightly off center, where the TrackMan made it seem like it was not as close of a pitch as that angle made it seem. He had a better first pitch. I'm not too proud to say that his first pitch was better than mine. Hopefully I'll get redemption one day But he had a better first pitch. Are you trying to make me feel bad, Jake? Is that what this is about? Are you trying to embarrass me?
I wanted to counter that by saying we put up a poll when we compared the two on X.
I know.
And
I know, and I was bad.
No, you won it by a wide margin. Okay?
Yeah, but I retweeted it, kind of getting people to vote for me.
It's true.
Yeah.
So
I
you
may
cheated,
have,
but we won't say that.
I didn't cheat. I was trying to help you guys.
No, he's
publicize that. If the people that follow me decided to just vote for me, what am I supposed to do about it? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
If anything, you're questioning the integrity of your own polls here.
Yeah, you should have turned off retweets, Jake.
Yeah.
Is that even a thing?
Anywho,
I have no idea.
So there were I don't know if we're going to get to this or not, but there were extracurriculars going on around Solana's first pitch, which he did a good job because his first pitch was slightly delayed. He went out to the mound, and then I don't know what video that you guys have of this situation and what we're going to show or not.
So I'm not sure. So I was given the go-ahead to use the video, but I'm going to have to reconfirm. So this part may get blocked out. But
really, okay.
For what it's worth, here's the video. I'm going to unmute so we can talk over this.
Of music with tonight's national anthem.
Unmute yourself.
Yeah, so that is the anthem singer who is on the ground.
She's okay, right?
Yes, yeah. She is okay. Everything was fine. She was actually smiling after. There's Solana.
Doing the wind up. Oh my gosh.
Also, for the record, not that it's the most important thing, but she had a great national anthem. She had a great rendition of the national anthem. But did you get official word? Because we did not see the fall happen. We just saw her kind of on the ground and assumed that it was a heat-related issue because it was a very hot day and they were putting ice around her neck. So we saw her there. Solana's now just kind of like awkwardly there trying to figure out, well, what do I do here? Because there's someone directly behind home plate who is on the ground and is being tended to by
now he's going over.
Yep. Yeah. No, now he's just like, well, what do I do? So he's gotten off the mound at this point in time.
Gonna talk to someone, I'm assuming.
Like, yeah, after that, it's just a lot of talking.
Yeah.
I also
of all that.
What do you think of that, Mayor?
What I thought of that.
Yeah,
you're there.
I was like confused because I was getting ready for the Solana's first pitch, and all of a sudden I see everybody like look like in shock. I turn around, I see this poor girl, just on the ground. But were we gonna say or Billy? You were gonna say something? Oh, you heard that? You heard that?
Wow.
Why are you proud of the way you spoke to him like that?
I'm not.
He called me Alejandro.
I did. Yeah, if you heard that.
Yeah. I will say this behind the scenes. You were not privy to this, but Johnny was down there with Solana, kind of talking him through, I guess, what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And the first pitches are not exactly always on time. There's kind of a suggested start time, and sometimes they're there, and sometimes they're not, and sometimes the umpires are nowhere to be found. So it's hit or miss, which is tricky on the ESPN Plus broadcast because you're trying to start it around the time, but the game doesn't always start right on time for one reason or another, line of cards or whatever. This time it was slightly delayed because the anthem singer, I guess, fainted walking off the field. But because it was slightly delayed, we thought that Solana's first pitch was going to be happening before we went on air. And because of the delay, it ended up happening as we were going on air. But plenty of shots were being taken as B-roll or whatever of Solana pregame. And Johnny put himself in the middle of all of those shots. And the talk on the headset by everyone was like, can he get out of the way? Why is he right on top of Solana the entire time? Because every single angle that they had,
the way.
You're there. You weren't in the way per se, but you're front and center in every single shot that they were trying to take of Solana, talking to the coaches, talking to the players, trying to get advice, and you're just right next to him the entire time. Can you please,
Jake? Can you please find this?
What is Johnny moving?
Go back and find this.
I don't think that you'll have access to the audio that was going on the headsets, but the headsets was everyone was Johnny, why is Mayer in the middle of all of these shots? Like, what is he doing? He's just trying to get in on all these shots.
Maybe we can find it on the YouTube.
Yapping away, I guess.
Yeah.
It's okay. All right, Marion, you're up.
Oh yeah. So speaking of baseball, we're talking about it. What are your thoughts on the team? Obviously, it's end of the year. We're getting towards conference tournament time, but you've called a couple of games this year. You've seen this team. What are your thoughts on this 2025 baseball roster?
I think that it's an exciting team. So coming in as someone who, would watch a couple games or attend, a game or two a season, was not the most familiar with the team, with the guys on the team. But I ended up doing in total, I think 11 games this season. So I was there like a quarter of the year, more or less, calling the games. And then because of the fact that I was calling the games, I would watch games at home as well. Like, I was obviously much more invested in the team this season. It's a fun team. There are some great players. I think the biggest obstacle is just inconsistency, right? And especially inconsistency on the road. It's a team that is offensively driven, but we've seen in a number of games this season that for whatever reason, it's weird. It's like a Jekyll and Hyde team, right? Where there's plenty of power, but sometimes base runners are the issue, right? But there's also like a high on base percentage because the team gets hit by pitches at an insane rate. And like virtually every game, someone is hit by a pitch, but then they'll get left on base. And then the next inning, there'll be a solo homer. And it's like, oh, now it's a 3-1 game. Like, solo homers this season was like the craziest thing where it's like, okay, like, we just get a runner or two on beforehand. Like, this would be a totally different situation. So I don't know. I mean, if the score holds today, they'll be in the conference tournament. You hope you go on a little bit of a run here in the conference tournament. And I think overall, I mean, it was a good season. Rich is going to have a better record than he did last season. He seems to be doing a good job. The recruiting seems to go well. I don't know what the recruiting situation looks like for next year, if that's, like even out there publicly or not. But it's a fun team to watch. And year over year, they're getting better. So I don't know. I'm hopeful and I'm optimistic about the baseball team.
Damn.
Also, I'm completely biased because I called again 11 of the games this year. So
that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Jake, I'm disappointed you can't find this clip, so I'm gonna do it myself.
Oh man.
Well, I think it was before the game was on, so I'm telling you, I don't think you're gonna get the audio because this was just
not the audio. We need to see Mayer on these clips.
I think that by the time we got on, he was already Solano was already on the mound, so you may not see it. But pregame, when they were trying to get like the B-roll, you were all over it. You were the star that day, my friend.
Not Solano.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have some extra minutes, so let's just devolve into some Marlins talk because why not? We got Billy Gill on. Let's devolve.
Yeah, there's some Mayer clips on here, but not the pregame stuff.
Yeah. So what?
Just other General Mayer clips.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the Marlins so far, Billy? They're 5th in the East. They started off really hot, but they kind of Marlins, and now they're 16 and 26.
Well, Jake's the biggest Marlins hater I know.
Why, Jake? Why do you hate the Marlins?
Yeah, I don't know why you think that. I'm gonna go to the game on Sunday. Grab me a Selly bobblehead. Yeah.
Are you rooting against them? I've been to 2 games this year so far.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went to opening day, and then I went to a Thursday day game against the Diamondbacks, I believe. So,
okay.
Yeah. Opening day was fun. Nice comeback.
It was awesome.
Walk-off.
Yeah. The walk-offs to start the season were legendary. I thought, oh my God, this is going to be the year. And then, everything kind of happened.
You did not think that. That's not the truth.
I was on the high of those walk-off wins, being like, if they can.
We all were, but not to the high where this is the year.
Yeah.
The Pirates fire their manager, and they're looking like not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
They got Skeens, though.
Paul Skeens. Supposed to be one of the great all-time greats. Pitch better. Skeens. Okay. I understand that you're on a bad team, but come on.
What about Sandy, Billy? Are you still in on
definitely pitch better. Sandy definitely pitch better. Jeez Louise. What is your dream, Johnny? Where is it? 5-year plan. Where are you going to be?
Wow, that's a good question. I
What's
mean,
your dream in life?
I want to grow at FIU. Pause up. I want to.
Okay.
I'm locked in for the future.
You're lying to everyone that is watching this.
5 years from now, what do you think? Like 3 kids? What are we thinking?
3 kids. I'll be 27, 28.
With 3 kids, it's a lot.
A lot. Yeah, it's a lot undertaking.
You'll still get FIU? 5 years?
Assistant AD. That's the goal.
Assistant AD. Wow. So
Okay, that's cool.
Who are we pushing out? Because someone has that job now. Don't answer that. Yeah. Now I'm starting to understand why Johnny's not here and he's getting phones when I'm around. Yeah.
There's bigger things in the works, I guess.
Yeah.
Jesus. What was that, Mayor? Coach
I don't know. Coach speak. Yeah. You know what? When you're around a lot of coaches and players,
Mayor's the SID who gives you coach speak. Because I told him, what do you think of the team right now? FIU baseball. And he's like,
one game at a time.
Just living in the moment, one game at a time.
Yeah.
That's the move.
It's the move, yeah.
You know, the last time we had you on, Billy, Mayor, it was the day after a Bethune-Cookman game, and Mayor was talking about one of his captions, a High School Musical caption. You remember that?
No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got distracted because I got a text saying that season 2 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is available on Hulu. Oh boy. Have you guys seen season 1? Oh, you're missing out.
No.
Oh man.
Well, let me not speak for Kevin and Johnny.
No, I didn't even know that was the thing. No offense, Charlie.
Wow. Okay. It's about mom talk. You gotta get into it.
Utah.
Yeah. You don't have to watch it. It's fine. What are we talking about?
Are we like good? Are we?
Yeah. I mean, we could do one more thing, which is
Billy.
Yeah.
Oh, what are we doing?
The floor is yours.
Yeah. If you have anything you'd like to say to the fans, to FIU, to anybody, the floor is now yours.
Wow. So fans, I would like to tell you that The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives season 2 is now available, streaming on Hulu if you want to watch. I believe all episodes are available. Next time I'm on, we can recap this season together. What else would you like me to say, guys? How do I normally do this? I was unprepared for this.
No, it's supposed to put you on the spot. Anything you want to say to the fans, to FIU, to anybody.
I want to say thank you to you guys. Thank you to FIU. Thank you to Nick Garrido. Thank you to Corey Brooks for having me call baseball games this year, which honestly was a thrill. It wasn't something that I saw coming. And then they kind of out of the blue reached out to me and said, hey, would you like to call some games this year? And it ended up being a very fun season. And I kind of went into it. I prepared more than I showed. Like I was even part of in some weeks, and I don't know if Johnny was there. I'm sure he was probably there. I was part of the Zoom with the coaches for both home and away teams. I also was always on, like I had my face covered, and it was honestly, sometimes it's because I was at work when I was doing it. But I just want to thank you guys for having me and kind of welcoming me into the FIU sports family this season. Even though I had already done games, I feel like now I'm more part of it. Also, I'm being told that FIU baseball has clinched, so we have more games to play.
There you go.
What'd you think,
what
Jake?
An amazing segment.
That was.
I know Mayor's super happy right now.
Yes.
Yeah, Mayor shouldn't she be doing something right now? Isn't this kind of like
maybe now's
a busy
good time
time
to
for
end
you?
the show and get Johnny working and get Billy out of here. But no, thank you, Billy. You're once again. You it's been an awesome episode with you. We can't appreciate you enough, man.
Alrighty, we'll wrap it up here then. From
who's
Billy,
on next week? Wait, who's on next week?
We'll send it to you.
We mentioned his name.
Really?
We'll send it to you in chat.
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
Well, guys, you should definitely stick around and listen to next week's episode. It'll be good.
I'll send him that clip.
It's not Zach. Thank God.
Alrighty.
Peace out, and as always, pause up, baby. Let's go.
Pause up!